You're standing in the imperial palace at Constantinople, watching a man convulse on the marble floor. His lips are turning purple, foam's gathering at the corners of his mouth. The servants step over him like he's a broken vase. Congratulations, that's your predecessor. And you just got promoted. Welcome to the Byzantine Empire, where paranoia isn't a personality disorder, it's a survival strategy. The year is 967 AD, and you've just landed the job that literally nobody wants, Imperial Food Taster. Your boss is Emperor Nikephoros II Phokas, a military genius who trusts absolutely no one. Your job description? Eat everything before the Emperor does. Your benefits package? You get to die first. Let's see how you got here. You're 12 years old from a farming village in Anatolia. Your family owes taxes they can't pay. The tax collector shows up with an offer. Sell one child to imperial service or lose the farm. Your parents choose you. Middle child. Decent teeth. Expendable. The journey to Constantinople takes 3 weeks. A eunuch named Theodore escorts 6 children, all trying not to cry. Most of you won't survive training, he says. The palace needs servants who can identify poison by taste before they're 15. You arrive in Constantinople and immediately understand you've entered a different universe. The city has 500,000 people. Your entire village had 83. You're taken to servants' quarters behind the kitchens, where 40 other children live in tiered bunks. The smell hits you first. Bodies, olive oil, fierce sweat, and something bitter and chemical. That's poison. You'll get very familiar with it. Training begins at dawn. Always at dawn. Your instructor is Zoe, 40 years old, looks 60, survived 22 years as a food taster. She's missing 3 fingers. Arsenic exposure, she explains, leads to nerve death. Her voice sounds like gravel. Chronic mercury poisoning damaged her throat. Lesson 1, she says, holding up wine. Everything can kill you. The question is, how fast? You taste 50 different substances every morning. Wine, milk, olive oil, honey. Water from 6 different fountains. You're learning to detect the subtle wrongness that indicates tampering. Arsenic tastes like garlic, Zoe teaches. Hemlock starts with tingling numbness in your mouth. Aconite makes your tongue go cold. Belladonna. Your vision blurs before the taste registers. You're not just memorizing. You're poisoning yourself in microscopic doses, building tolerance. The Byzantine theory is straightforward. Expose yourself to small amounts of poison regularly, and you might survive a larger dose when it counts. Might? You learn there are 47 ways to poison wine alone. You can add it during pressing, mix it into the amphora during fermentation, coat the cups inside, soak it into the wooden table. You can poison the ice used to cool drinks. You can poison the flowers used as garnish. Fun fact, that beautiful rose arrangement on the emperor's table? Someone's job is making sure nobody coated the petals with toxic resin. By 14, you can identify 17 poisons by smell and 32 by taste. Your stomach hasn't worked properly in 2 years. You throw up blood twice a month. Your hands shake constantly, but you're alive. Out of 12 children who started with you, 4 are dead. 3 washed out. 2 went blind. 1 went mad. You're 16 when you taste your first meal for the emperor. The food comes in procession. There are protocols. So many protocols. The head chef tastes first. Then the dish goes to the preparatory room, where you wait with 3 other tasters. You're most junior, which means you go last. The dish is quail, roasted with honey and anise, on a silver plate. You check the plate first. Run your fingers along the rim, looking for powder residue. Then you smell the bird, the honey, the herbs. You take a small bite, chew slowly. The other tasters watch you like you're a medical experiment, which technically you are. 30 seconds pass. Your mouth doesn't go numb. Your vision stays clear. You swallow. Clear, you say. The dish goes to the emperor. You go to the corner and wait for your stomach to decide whether you're dying. Here's the thing. Poison might not work immediately. Some toxins take hours. Some take days. You could eat poisoned food at lunch and die in your sleep. The Byzantines keep detailed records. Every taster logs what they ate, when, and any symptoms that follow. You're not just a food taster. You're a living medical database. Your daily routine becomes weird purgatory. You wake up. Congratulations, you survived the night. You report to the preparation room. You taste 3 to 7 meals per day. You document everything. You try not to think about the fact that your job description is literally human canary. The pay is decent. 40 gold nomismata per year, more than most palace servants earn. You get your own room by 18. You're allowed to marry, though most tasters don't. Hard to plan a wedding when you might not make it to Thursday. You also learn palace politics because your life depends on it. You need to know who wants the emperor dead. Everyone, it turns out. His nephew John Zimisces is sleeping with the emperor's wife. The eunuchs hate Nikephoros because he's spending their tax revenue on the army. The army generals hate him because he's a micromanaging paranoid. The patriarch hates him because he won't listen to the church. Your job is to die for a man who has no friends and doesn't want any. You're 23 when you stop a successful assassination. It's dinner. The emperor wants fish, sea bass with garum sauce. You've tasted this dish 100 times. But something's wrong. The garum smells off. Not spoiled, just wrong. You take a bite. Hold it in your mouth. There. A faint metallic bitterness underneath the fermented fish sauce. Stop, you say. The room freezes. You spit the food into a basin. Your tongue is tingling. Arsenic. In the garum. Someone replaced the regular sauce. They investigate. A kitchen slave was bribed by agents working for the emperor's nephew. The slave is tortured, confesses, executed. The agents are blinded and exiled. The emperor rewards you with 100 gold numismata and a position of higher trust. You're now one of his primary tasters. Congratulations, you've been promoted to definitely going to die young. But wait, it gets worse. You're not just tasting for poison anymore. You're part of the emperor's security apparatus. You attend meetings. You watch who brings food. You track grudges and alliances. The paranoia seeps into your bones. You can't eat at taverns anymore. You can't accept dinner invitations. You start tasting your own food before eating it, which is insane, but also rational. Your body keeps a ledger. By 25, your hair is thinning. Your gums bleed. You have tremors in your left hand. Chronic stomach pain is your baseline. You've developed tolerance to arsenic that would kill a horse, but you're also slowly dying from accumulated exposure. Turns out, building immunity and chronic poisoning are the same thing on different timelines. You're 28 when Emperor Nikephoros II Phocas is assassinated. It happens at night, in his bedroom, by his nephew John Zimisces and conspirators who stab him to death in his sleep. No poison involved, just knives. Your entire career has been about preventing poisoning, and he gets murdered the old-fashioned way. The irony is not lost on you. John Zimisces becomes emperor. He keeps you on because new emperor, same paranoia. You serve John for 7 years. He's actually not terrible. Pays on time. Says thank you occasionally. Then in 976, he gets sick. Not poison, just typhoid. He dies anyway. You've successfully kept 2 emperors from being poisoned, and both died violently anyway. The new emperor, Basil II, is 19 and trusts no one. You're 35 now, ancient by food taster standards. Your hands shake constantly. You're going deaf in one ear. Your liver is failing. Basil assigns you to train the next generation of tasters. It's not a promotion. It's a retirement plan. You're too damaged to be reliable anymore. You're 42 when you finally leave the palace. You've trained 36 food tasters. 14 are dead. 8 more are too sick to work. You've outlived your profession. You're blind in one eye. Your kidneys barely function. You need a cane to walk. But you're alive. You move to a small house outside the city walls. You eat simple food. Nothing exotic. Nothing from the palace. You can't enjoy meals anymore. Every bite carries muscle memory of threat assessment. Nobody tells you about the afterwards. How you'll flinch every time someone offers you food. How you'll never fully trust a meal again. How eating, something that should be pleasure, has been permanently rewired into a threat response. You've saved emperors from poison, but you couldn't save yourself from what the job required you to become. You're 51 when you die. Not from poison, from simple organ failure. Your body finally gives up after 4 decades of accumulated toxic exposure. They bury you in a modest grave. No imperial honors. Food tasters don't get statues, but in the palace they remember. Your training manual, notes on poisons, symptoms, detection methods, becomes required reading for every new taster. You turned your slow death into a curriculum. The job continues. The empire needs food tasters. It always will. Because as long as there are emperors, there will be people who want them dead. Your body kept a ledger, line item by line item, meal by meal, poison by poison. The cost of keeping emperors alive. And in the end, the empire got what it paid for. Your life, measured out in cautious bites, one potentially fatal meal at a time. Welcome to Byzantium. The food is excellent. Just let someone else taste it first.